Hello, everybody. Let's do today's CSS Daily Challenge. Ho, ho, ho. What have we here? Well, these are sheets of paper, color blocks that are interleaved, one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. It's so interesting. They're having fun with the colors. Now, this one is interesting because I think the order is going to matter if we do each individual object as its own. As we do it as four objects, right? So let's do this. Let's do it as simply, well, as simple as it can be. Let's do one red, one blue, and then do box shadows of each to start with. I think that's going to be we're going to show us what we need to do and what the problems will be. So let's do that. So the first one, let's get our background color correct, and we are going to need heights and widths. And width of 100, and then let's say that, and then for the second one, P plus P, say background blue. We're not going to worry about variabilizing because we really, well, for me, my concern is that we're going to have to do some tricky things to get, because each thing is on top of the other thing, and that's not how HTML works, right? So slipping something under doesn't seem particularly straightforward. So let's see if I'm wrong. So I think we want our margins to be 24. And let's do margin. I'm going to do margin 0. I'm not sure we need it, but let's see what we get. Margin 0. Okay. So the first one, we're going to say even better. Let's not bother with that, and let's do position fixed. Move each element, and so we're saying that the first one is blue, and then this solves, even though we've got the second one is red. We just move them into place. Left 100, 40, 35, 36, 34, 35, 34, and then our top 100, 4, 5, 6, 6, and then let's get our heights right and widths right. So our width is, we're not quite wide enough, 2, 3, 4, and our height 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's our step one, and then let's do box shadow. And that's going to be probably 0, something like 160, and then blue again. All right, maybe. Oh, we need to put units on that. Okay. Oh, and that's, I have that wrong. It's 160, 0. Something like that. Let's move it over for more. 8, 9, 91, 92, 92. Oddball colors, but that's fine. So the next one is red, and we need to change the left. Say 100. Oh, hello. What just happened there? left 100 pixels. We just move the other objects around. How did we do that? Why is that happening? I'm gonna, instead of fix, I'm gonna do absolute. Let's see what happens when we do that. Now leave it as fixed. Is fixed the same? No, fix is similar. Fix is very similar. All right. Maybe it's not truly doing anything. So let's do top. I see. I see what's happening. So our background, top 50, width 100, height 80. Okay, now we're doing a little better. Okay, so that's the reason that is that I've tricked myself with the box shadow. So this box shadow, I need to go ahead and put something in there so I'm not fooling myself about what's going on. I'm fooling myself into thinking that what's happening is something bizarre, and it's not bizarre. It's not bizarre. There we go. And then that color is the red. I am concerned that, do I have more than P there? Okay. Yeah, so that's correct. That's doing what I believe, and this is supposed to be blue. Great. Blue, blue, red, red. Okay. So our values are a little bit wrong. So let's get our things into position a little better, a little bit better. 25, 24, and then a little bit less over. Okay, and then our width 2, 3, 4, and then our height 900. Okay. So that's a little bit what we're talking about. This has me thinking about z-index, and I just don't think it's. I think one of the reasons that I was skeptical about doing it this way, but also feeling like, well, I guess we have to do this, is because of the way these things interleave with each other. So we've got the rough shapes, and they're in the right place, but they're overlapping in irritating ways, right? So that's the problem. And what that says to me is that this is all wrong. I think, so if I do something like a z-index, like, that doesn't solve any problem. Either they're going to be over or not over, and I need more elements is the issue. So I now feel inclined to keep this guy as the basic element, and instead of what I've done so far, so I'm gonna create this shape, this shape here, and then have it be a repeating conic gradient in the background, and then these are going to be two elements with a conic gradient that it's just a little bit odd. So maybe the first thing I want to do is actually do two elements and display grid. So let's go with that theory, and I'm going to start completely fresh again, and the background element on this is red, even though I know it's going to be conic gradient eventually. And then we're gonna do display grid. And we're going to do a gap of 100 pixels. No, it's more like maybe 60. And then let's narrow this in. 30 and 10, 8, 8. And then that height is actually correct. And so I'm going to add a new one. And so that gap is too much. 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2. Okay, so those are our objects. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a background that does what I expect. Okay, so it's going to be yellow and blue background. It's the iconic background on the body. So here we go. Let's see what we can do. Iconic gradient, and I'm going to do this as simply as I can. So 25%. So that's this top part, and then blue, 0, 50%. And then yellow for the remainder. And then that's going to be we're putting that in the upper corner. So now we're going to make it as wide as it needs to be to get to this. So a little wider. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make it taller so we can see it. 2, 4, 6, 7, 3, 1, say 2, say 3, say 4. And then what happens if we make that repeat? Does it do what we want? Not quite. I think what that means is what we really want to do is we want to move that over so that we align it with this edge of the blue. Yeah. Okay. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. Hold up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 71, 72, 73, 74, and then a little wider. 90, 91, 92. And then the at needs to be a little bit different. At needs to be a little bit lower. 6, yeah. And then a little bit further over too. And then when I remove the repeat, I should have it. Okay. Tricky one. Definitely a tricky one. So that gets me what I want there. Now, do I need the grid? Kind of, yeah. If not, we need, yeah, I'm gonna leave the grid. I'll leave grid there. And then one thing we can do is do, as we did yesterday, I think it was yesterday, a clip path. Let's do a clip path. So essentially, we're gonna cut these out. So it's this shape here, right? It's like the state of Oklahoma. For those of you who know what the shape of Oklahoma is, that is the stylized Oklahoma. I'm sure there's a better way to say that shape, but I don't know what it is. 100%, 100%. So that's the top right corner. Bottom right corner is 100%, 100%. The mid corner is what, 20 pixels, 100%. And then 20 pixels, let's call it 40%. And then 0, 20 pixels, Nope, wrong. So it's okay. So let's get these numbers right. 0, 0 to 100. And the next one would be 100% 0, comma. Okay. So we have a shape. It's not the shape that we want, but we'll get there. So 20 pixels is too high. 3, 4, 35. So if I change these all to 35, does that fix it? That gets us closer. It's not quite right. I'm at 40%. That's 40% down. 38. Let's try 38. 38. And then I forgot to say that the other thing we're going to do is going to transform the second one. Scale, -1, scale, -1. Which gets that shape to flip over. So now it's about getting these numbers right. I think that we conceptually we've got what we want. 7, 37, 36, 36. Okay. 2, 3. 30, 31, 32, 31, 31%. So 32? No, it's trying to find the right number. .44 pixels, I guess, is the number, and that gets us what we want. So a reminder, this is our conic gradient. Kind of curious to know if I unit replace this. I get something interesting. Yeah, I kind of do. Those are some interesting numbers. And then if I put the paragraph element back, I think we get it. So now I got to submit. This is a long one. Sorry it took so long. I got dinner to get to. But that did solve it. It is an unusual one, and a not unenjoyable one for sure. I like this kind of a challenge. There are several other ways to do it that I can think of that would be interesting. There's a lot of different gradients here. If you imagine what each one of these shapes could be, right? Each one of these could be their own conic gradient. If you're going to animate this, not that you would, I find myself thinking about how would you do this? I think that you would make one at a time, because each successive HTML element is on top of the prior one, right? And so that implies that anything that's on top of the other must have a z-index that is implicitly higher, but the fact that eventually you're going to have to be under some other one that is lower, that is actually lower in the z-index, makes that tricky. But is there a way to do it? There might be. I think that's an interesting challenge. Okay, let's minify. And slight cleanup. And we've done it. We've completed what we wanted to do. Thank you so much for watching. We're just waiting on the final score to come in, Is this one I might attack again, just for myself. I probably won't record. I haven't recorded or re-recorded anything. But thanks for watching. Okay, bye bye.